So your business handles data, and you keep hearing these two terms thrown around, ISMS and PMARC, right? It can get pretty confusing. The big question is, which one is actually right for your company? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out today. We're going to break it all down so you can confidently decide which path to take.
This is probably the #1 question we get. SMS or PMARC? Which one do we need? And it's a super important question because, let's be honest, picking the wrong one can cost you a ton of time and money. So, our goal here is simple. In the next few minutes, we're going to give you a really clear framework to make that choice. Let's dive in.
All right, let's kick things off with ISMS. The easiest way to think about ISMS is that it's like the master blueprint for your company's entire security fortress. It's not just about protecting one little thing, it's about everything, the whole shebang. It's a system for keeping all of your company's important information safe and sound. It's really about weaving a security-first mindset into the very fabric of your business.
So, what are we actually talking about here? What does ISMS cover? Well, pretty much everything you can think of. We're talking confidential company info, your secret sauce. Customer data, of course. All those internal documents, your IT systems, even your cloud setup. It's like this giant, all-encompassing security umbrella that covers every single information asset you have.
Okay, so that was ISMS, big and broad. Now let's switch gears and talk about PMARC, and this is where things get really different. If ISMS is a wide-angle lens, PMARC is a microscope. It is absolutely laser-focused on one thing and one thing only, protecting personal information. It really digs into the nitty-gritty of how you handle data that belongs to individuals.
So, what kind of personal info are we talking about? Exactly what you see here. Names, email addresses, phone numbers, even things like resumes you collect, or your own employee records. Basically, any piece of data that can be tied back to a specific person. If your business is built around handling lots of this kind of customer data, getting PMARC certified is basically your way of telling the world, hey, we take your privacy very seriously.
Okay, let's put them head-to-head so you can really see the difference. It boils down to two main things, right? Scope and standard. ISMS is broad, it covers all your info, and it's an international standard, so it's recognized everywhere. PMARC, on the other hand, is super specific, just personal info, and it's a Japan-specific standard. This means it carries a ton of weight and trust right here in the domestic market.
All right, so now you get the what. You know what ISMS is, you know what PMARC is, but the big question remains, so what? How do you actually choose? How do you figure out which one makes sense for you? Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. We put together a super simple guide to help you figure this out.
Have a look at this. This is designed to help you find your fit. Just ask yourself a few questions. What's your business model? Are you mostly B2B, doing things like IT services? You're probably leaning towards ISMS. Or are you B2C, dealing directly with consumers? Then you might be looking at PMARC. Where's your market? International clients? That's ISMS territory. Focused on Japan? PMARC is huge here. And finally, what kind of data do you handle? A mix of confidential business stuff or massive amounts of customer personal data? See where you land? This table should give you a really strong starting point for which direction to lean.
Okay, but hold on a second. Before you make your final call, there's a really common trap that a lot of businesses fall into. Let's talk about it, because it's a big one.
We hear this all the time. People will ask, so which one is, better? Is ISMS like a more advanced, higher level thing than PMARC? And look, it's a totally fair question to ask. But honestly, thinking about it that way kind of misses the whole point.
Here's the key takeaway. It is absolutely not about which one is better. There is no hierarchy here. One isn't a step up from the other. It's all about which one fits your specific situation. What aligns with your business model? What kind of data are you protecting? What do your clients or customers actually care about? It's 100% about finding the right fit.
So if you remember one thing from this, let it be this. Choose your certification based on what fits your business, not what seems most impressive. Seriously, this isn't about getting the shiniest badge. It's about getting the right badge for the job you need it to do. It's about being practical. At the end of the day, whether you go for ISMS or PMARC or maybe even both down the line, they're really just different tools for the same job. And what is that job? It's simple. Protecting trust. That's the real goal here. You're building and maintaining the trust of everyone who gives you their data. Your customers, your partners, everybody. So to get started, I want you to take a step back. Forget about SMSS and PMark for just a second. Just ask yourself and your team one really simple but really powerful question. What is the most critical information our company needs to protect? What's the one thing that, if it got out, would be absolutely devastating? Your answer to that question? Well, that's what's going to point you exactly where you need to go.